You know, there are stars, there are icons, and then there was Diane Keaton. Today, we're taking a moment to celebrate the incredible life and career of a true original. An artist who wasn't just in a league of her own, she basically created the league.
Tributes have been pouring in, and this one from Julia Garner, it really just nails it. Unapologetically herself. That's the key, isn't it? It was never just about the acting. It was her whole vibe, that wit, that warmth, that unbelievable style. A total original.
So, let's dive into this and really see how that unique voice was forged right from the very beginning.
Okay, so picture this. A young Diane Hall moves to New York to become an actress, but she hits this little snag. Turns out, there's already another Diane Hall in the Actors Union. So what does she do? She just casually takes her mom's maiden name, Keaton. A simple fix that, wow, ended up becoming one of the most iconic names in Hollywood.
Her path to stardom was anything but conventional. I mean, it was marked by this super rapid rise that just showcased her one-of-a-kind talent from the get-go.
Just check out this timeline. We're talking about a 4-year jump from being a Broadway understudy to landing a key role in The Godfather. That's not just a rapid rise, that's a rocket launch.
And the story behind her casting in The Godfather is just fantastic. She actually auditioned without even reading the book. She just went for it. And she later said that landing that role was the kindest thing that someone's ever done for me. I mean, talk about a life-changing moment.
So after that breakthrough, Keaton just went on to create this series of roles that didn't just define her career, they really defined an entire era of filmmaking.
As Kay Adams Corleone, she was this incredible calm in middle of the storm, right? The moral compass in this world of violence and betrayal. And think about it. She stood toe-to-toe with Brando and Pacino and completely, totally held her own. That's true screen presence.
And then there was Annie Hall. This was the game changer. The character was basically Diane Keaton playing a version of herself, right down to the clothes she wore. It was this amazing blur between fiction and reality. And it's what earned her that incredibly well-deserved Oscar. And we have to talk about her comedic genius. I mean, The First Wives Club, it's an absolute masterpiece. That final scene where she, Goldie Hawn, and Bette Midler just belt out, "You don't own me," it is pure, unadulterated joy. It's impossible to watch that and not have a huge smile on your face.
And while she had so many incredible roles, it was Annie Hall that got her the Oscar. It was a performance that didn't just win an award, it completely captured a moment in time and cemented her status as a true legend. But her influence, it went so far beyond the screen. With that one film, she kinda accidentally started a fashion revolution that would go on to define a generation.
Get this, the iconic look from Annie Hall wasn't a costume designed by a wardrobe department. It was just Diane. She wore her own clothes, and that menswear-inspired style sparked this global fashion phenomenon.
It all came down to a few key pieces, right? The hat, the tie, the vest, the trousers. She took these traditionally masculine items and just made them her own. Quirky, smart, and completely cool. It was so much more than just fashion. It was a statement.
And that independence, that was the defining feature of her life off-screen as well. She really forged a path that was entirely 100% her own.
This quote, it just says it all. From a really young age, she knew she wanted a different kind of life. She was so determined to live on her own terms, and that was a decision she stuck with for her entire life.
She absolutely marched to the beat of her own drum. She never married, had these legendary romances with some of Hollywood's biggest leading men, and then, in her 50s, she decided to become a mom, all on her own terms. That is a life lived with zero apologies.
And she often said that becoming a mother was the most profound experience of her life. It grounded her, it completely reshaped her perspective. She described it as this incredibly humbling journey. So when we look back, her legacy is just so much richer and more complex than a simple list of film credits. It's about a life that was fully, beautifully lived.
She was so much more than an actress. She was a director, an author, a photographer, but honestly, some of her biggest roles were off-screen, as a devoted caregiver to her family.
Singular icon. That's just the perfect way to describe her. You can't copy Diane Keaton. That perfect mix of wit and awkwardness and intelligence, that was all her. A true one of one.
So how do you honor a legacy like that? In a world that loves to put people in boxes, Diane Keaton was just this joyful explosion of individuality. I think the best way to remember her is to be a little more you. Be unapologetically, brilliantly yourself.